was nice that our number one, Justin Dunn, with almost all of our coordinators in town, seeing him for the first time, I thought he performed very, very well for the first inning. Those of us now that we've seen him a few times, his adrenaline was almost overamped, because that's the first time we've seen him like pitch behind the count in the first inning, and that was a case of him rushing a little bit. And Billy Brick talked to him between innings, and the second inning I thought was absolutely fantastic. I mean, that's him at his best with downhill playing, good fastball, effortless, a sharp breaking ball, and you could see that the hitters were a little intimidated with the stuff he was featuring. So, and he was on a 60 pitch limit, and he got his 3 innings in 55, which was good. And then Kyle Regnault is just here on a rehab for a couple days, so we're told. And I thought that he obviously threw the ball very good. Good fastball, good changeup, good left-handed presence on the mound. But he had a tough time finishing. He got an 0-2 on everybody and couldn't finish him off. And 2 walks, but got out of it. He'll pitch again tomorrow because they want him to go back-to-back days. And then Chris Matt was masterful in a 5-inning long relief outing as the no walks and 11 strikeouts show. And I don't even consider the 9th inning because we had such a long 8th and it was a warm night. I think that sitting threw him off a little bit. And, I mean, I credit their hitters, but he got right back in sync and did a great job. And it saved our bullpen because we were a little bit overworked in the pen. And with the hitting coaches in town, Ryan Ellis and Lamar Johnson, for the first time, we've been working on extra on the hitting early, which has been the big downfall for the team. Those of you that have been following us know. But we got 10 hits last night. We followed it up tonight with, we get 12 tonight. And obviously, Sergakis continues to swing the bat well. The big man, Alonso, I didn't think I would ever see a right-handed hitter hit an opposite field home run in this park, and he did it easy. It shows what kind of strength he's got. Big night for Zanin. And it was nice to see Lindsey, who's missed half the season, in his second at bat, knock a ball out of the ballpark. So a lot of good things happened for us tonight, and a good and a much-needed win, and it should be an exciting series with the crosstown rival Yankees coming in for 3. So we have a youngster, Thomas Zapucki, a left-hander that struck out like 47 in 29 innings at Kingsport. He dominated at that league. This will be his first outing in front of bigger crowds and in the stadium. But it'll be interesting from our standpoint. We're looking forward to seeing him pitch tomorrow because he's a left-hander right out of high school a year ago with real good stuff. And so it'll make tomorrow exciting, as it always is against the Yankees, and we'll go from there.
Did your heart skip a beat when Alonso got hit by a pitch?
Well, you know what? It did get a piece of his hand, but it mostly got the bat.
Okay.
Because there's no way that a ball could get that far down the line at first base if it just hit a body part. So, it obviously got his hand because he was in pain, but it also got a piece of the bat. So.
Talk about, earlier today during batting practice, you guys were working on situational hitting. How important and key will that be for your team during the course of the year?
Well, that's, I'm glad you noticed that, Stacy, because that was the number one downfall of our team a year ago. And so I used that every single day, the 2 months we were in Florida, talking about last year's failure of our offense here, even though we didn't hit for a good average. If we just would have situational hit, we could have reversed our record. 10 games. And so it was a big emphasis in Florida, and certainly today, and so far this season, we've got way more sacrifice flies than we had a year ago at this same point in the season. So the guys are trying, but our strikeouts are still way too high. And so we keep preaching to the guys, the first 2 strikes belong to you, but the third one belongs to the team, especially with men on base. We need to put the ball in play. And certainly tonight we did a much better job of that.
Is that something with the younger hitters that you find that they need to work on their patience at the plate?
Yeah, because young hitters come in, and sometimes they're so in awe of pro ball, and it's a macho thing that they don't want to get their bat broken and get jammed, that they cheat and commit early. And when they commit early, they're so vulnerable to off-speed pitches. They're vulnerable to just rolling over and pulling the ball on the ground, and they're not, it creates a lot of flaws. So we're trying to get them to make sure they get a good pitch to hit and wait on the ball and think more up the middle.
With the team being so up and down this year, has there been anything that you've been saying to the guys just to keep the heads in the game and just to keep things positive in the clubhouse and everything?
Yeah, I'm not big on a lot of meetings, but about once every 10 days, and only when we're on the road where we're all together, we'll have like a state of the union of where we're at that time. And my message is it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. We've still got more than half the season to go. But in most of the meetings, I said we're very happy with our pitching, both starting and relief. We're very happy with our defense. We're happy with the base running, but our hitting, and particularly giving at bats away, where we're swinging at a pitcher's strike rather than a hitter's strike, and or not making contact with runners at second and third when we need to be hitting a ground ball to the right side to score one and get another guy to third base. Those are the little things that'll win games. And like I say, to see us get double digits in hits 2 nights in a row is a good sign that maybe some of these college kids are starting to find their confidence. And hopefully the second half is going to be much better offensively than the first. Because if it is, I still think this is a much better team than we had a year ago, even though the record at this time doesn't reflect it. I fully believe this team will be far better win-loss-wise than what we were a year ago, because I just think we have better personnel.
What was the biggest lesson that you could take from the last time you faced the Staten Island Yankees that you could bring into this series?
Well, the Staten Island series was terrific. I mean, opening night went 20 innings. They beat us 3-2. The very next night went 10 innings at their park. They beat us 2-1. So, I mean, it was each game came down to one play, and at that time, we had several players that have since been sent down to Kingsport because we didn't have our full team intact. Now that we got our team intact, I think it should be a great series because we have a chance, being 5 games behind them, 4 or 5 depending on what they did tonight, we have a chance to put a little dent in that lead without relying on somebody else. We have a chance to do it ourselves, and so it should be fun. I mean, I love the competition, and I know the kids do too. So they'll be looking forward to these 3 games, and we get an off day on Wednesday.
When did you get the clearance on Lindsay that he was okay to play?
Well, we knew at the beginning of the week that Lindsay was coming. We just didn't know what the playing schedule, what the rehab people. In fact, I just got it today that he was to play 7 innings today. Now tomorrow he'll DH for 9 innings tomorrow.
Okay.
And then he will play center field 9 innings, DH 9 innings, and then get an off day. So for the foreseeable future, it looks like he's going to play 4, play 2, DH 2, and an off day. Play 2, DH, and an off day.
Okay.
And so,
what exactly was the injury again?
Well, he's hit 3 times. He's had a torn hamstring and then has since pulled it 2 more times. So it's been a major ongoing thing because he's so heavily muscled. I mean, it's taken almost 3 months to rehab this thing. So we're in the hopes now that we can play out the season here and be healthy. That would be the first goal.
And he's hitting 500 now.
Yeah, well, it's nice that he got off to a good start, but the most important thing is that he's healthy and getting some at bats.
Do you think eventually the Mets are looking to have him either be a position player eventually once this whole DH center field rotation is completed?
Yeah, well,
maybe to have him center field, maybe more on a full-time basis after that?
Well, yeah, when he plays, it'll only be in center, and it's up to the rehab people to tell me the schedule. All I know is through the next 10 days, it's going to be like DH center field day off. But I'm sure the goal is that for most of the month of August for him to play daily in center field. But the most important thing is that we don't have a setback on his health. So it'll be a gradual process.